It was Memorial Day, 1939. I was still 8 years old. It was about a month before I turned 9. My big brother Joe asked me if I'd like to go and see the Pittsburgh Pirates play baseball. And I was so excited. I couldn't wait till we got to the stadium. But when we got there, I got to watch my boyhood heroes, Archie Vaughan, the Weiner brothers, and Vince DiMaggio, and Rip Sewell, and people like that. And they demolished the Chicago Cubs in a doubleheader. And I was on cloud 7.
Not quite cloud 9?
No.
Well, you had once told me that you saw Jackie Robinson steal home against the Pirates in Pittsburgh. Why don't you tell me about that one?
Well, it's nothing to the story. Jackie Robinson had hit a 3-base hit, and he was on third base. And on about the second pitch to the next batter, Jackie took off, and he stole home while the Pirates just stood there slack-jawed.
Where were you sitting in the stadium?
In the left field bleachers, where they cost a quarter for kids, and you could watch, you could see the whole season for about $10.
Was there even any contest at home plate, or did he steal home pretty
easily? They were all shocked.
Well, yeah, it's
and
not.
The pitcher was so mad he could hardly. Oh, he really threw his glove down. Whatever.
This was all at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, right?
Yes. I remembered seeing Ralph Kiner hit a number of home runs, and that was always an exciting experience.
Did you ever see Harvey Haddock's pitch?
Yeah. But of course, I wasn't on hand. I was in Korea when he had his magical, what was it, a
12 inning perfect game
no-hitter, and he lost it in the 13th inning. But that was still a magnificent effort.
Well, yeah, 12 perfect innings, I think, is something nobody else has come close to. And then I think there were people arguing over whether it counted as a perfect game. The man pitched 12 perfect innings. What more can you ask for?
What can he? Where were the batters? Well, I remember listening to the radio for Mazeroski's miracle, and I was sitting amongst a bunch of Dodger fans.
That was the 1960 World Series,
yes.
Game 7 of the 1960 World Series.
And the guys I was working with, they hated the Pirates. All I can remember is when that ball went over the scoreboard, I could imagine what it must have been like in Pittsburgh.
I've seen the films of it. I mean, it was pandemonium.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly beating the Yankees was a big deal. I think the Yankees were the heavy favorite that year.
Weren't the Yankees angry?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that must have been an amazing thing to be there for, but I guess you just heard that one on the radio then, right?
That's right. It was just as electric. I remember more clearly Willie Stargell and people from that era, and that was good times for the Pirates.
Well, you got to see Roberto Clemente play a number
of
times.
Roberto Clemente. I think I saw his last game in Pittsburgh, the end of the season. And of course, we know what happened that winter.
Actually, we were in Georgia at the time.
That's right.
So you wouldn't have been able to see his last game.
No, I didn't see his.
But, yeah, it was December of 1972 was when he died. It was New Year's Eve, 1972, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
Because we were down in Georgia. I specifically remember we were in Georgia when we heard that he had passed, and that was Yeah, that was terrible.
But I'd seen him play numerous times, and none of them stood out above any of the others.
Well, you saw him in the '71 World Series, didn't you?
Yeah. But he was an electrifying athlete. Well, base runners on the other teams were a little reluctant to try for a 3-base hit with Clemente in right field, because his arm was like a cannon.
Yep. I've seen plenty of films of him either throwing people out or just making that throw, and the base runner is just hanging at second base,
Right.
or stopping at third when he's thrown to the plate from the right field fence on the fly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was an amazing ball player.
Willie Stargell was fun to watch too. I always wanted to see Willie hit a home run. I think I may have, but not very often.
We saw Willie hit a few home runs.
Yeah. One last memento is when my high school classmate Dick Grote signed a contract with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and during spring training, that was not necessarily his rookie year, but I was at Fort Polk, Louisiana, and the Pirates did their spring training in the South, and they were playing an exhibition game in New Orleans. And I was there with one of my Army buddies, and we just waited outside the stadium until Dick Grote got out of the station wagon or whatever it was that brought him to the stadium, and came walking up the street, and to greet him and have him recognize me, and it was just a thrill. And this was just for a spring training game in New Orleans.
About when was this?
Well, I was in the I was at Fort Polk from 1956 to 58.
Yeah, was he a pretty well-established ball player by that point?
Oh yeah, and he was an all-star second baseman or shortstop. And Mazeroski was the second baseman.
Right.
They were an unbeatable double play combination.
Was he still playing with them in the '60 World Series?
I can't remember when he shipped over to the Cardinals, but he had some good years with the Cardinals too before he retired.
Okay.
I think he's still living.
He's
Still broadcasts basketball games for the University of Pittsburgh.
about your age, right?
Almost. Well, I think I'm about 4 months older. I was born in June 1930, and I think he was probably born in maybe October or November.
Okay.
I don't know for sure.